What's going on, guys? My name is Mike.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've done one of these before. I took a 50mm lens out by myself, no other lens with me. We're going to do the same thing today. It's a one lens challenge between 16 and 21mm. Don't ask me why we came up with that, but that's what we're going to do. So that's the challenge for today, 16 to 21mm. And yeah, we got some high altitude clouds, so we're going to go out now and I'm going to mop the floor with Chris.
This is my turn.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Good luck to you too.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, good luck. She's going down.
So I know that Mike will be pretty close to the mountain here to have it as a super significant part of his photo. And I kind of want to do the opposite. And I want to have the foreground as the most interesting part of the photo. And then the background is there, but it's not like the most important thing. Oh, he's texting me. Let's see. What does he say? He's still hiking. So I'm ahead here. I already found my first composition that I was looking at. But I think I'll move on and I'll tell you why right now. I'll show you. Let me switch you around. So here is the first composition that I was looking at. This hedgehog cactus here in the foreground and then that mountain ridge in the background. But what bothers me is that Palo Verde tree on the right. This one right here. I think it's too prominent. So I think I'll move on and look if I can find something else. What I'm looking for here is either a hedgehog cactus like the one you just saw. Right now they're very interesting. Their needles have very interesting color right now. It's an orange and a white mix. And the other option is a jumping cholla cactus, which is this one right behind me. Their needles are extremely white right now and stand out pretty intense. So let's continue and see if we find either hedgehog or jumping cholla.
We're at a place I've shot here a lot. You guys have probably seen it, those of you who have watched this channel for a couple of years. Got some beautiful mountains. We're in the Superstitions. Like I said, a lot of high altitude clouds, so we might do something really nice here if we get this nice color in the sky. We have some clouds on the horizon though, so we might have a bit too much of those clouds on the horizon there, but everything's high altitude, so we had a good chance of some color. It's actually good we're doing this challenge here. Oh, we got a coyote. That's a good way to start the video. A little coyote there, a little guy. Off doing a little bit of hunting, so we have about an hour until sunset. So yeah, I'm gonna go hike up a little ways, shoot an area that I've never really shot before. Maybe I shot it once, but it's right up close, so it's gonna work well for a wide angle shot. So, all right, see you guys soon.
Update, haven't found anything yet, but just now I spotted, I think it is a teddy bear cholla cactus. Let me show you. Here. So, let's go over there. Let's go look and see if this is the cactus that I'm looking for here. While I'm trailblazing and trying to stay away from the cactus as well as the rattlesnakes, because this is an area with a little bit of taller grass and some fallen trees. So, prime habitat for the rattlers. Can't see any right now. Might be safe.
Just chewing on his, getting something out of his fur maybe? Oh, yeah, there he is, right there. There he goes. Alright, so I think I found my composition here. What I've been doing is walking around with the lens I'm going to use and putting it in live mode and just going up and went to a couple different places. I have actually two compositions I really like. One of them has just a little baby saguaro in the foreground, and then you have all these giant saguaros in the background. Really cool, or in the midground I should say, and then you have the Three Sisters peak in the back, or peaks in the background. But this right here is really nice because I have this teddy bear cholla cactus right next to a barrel cactus. So I have these really two strong elements that I'm going to use, and that's going to be my first composition. And one of the best things about a wide angle lens is that you can include everything in the frame. Wrong, that's not why. Guys, you don't want to do that. That's not why a wide angle lens. That's not where it's the strongest. Where you start including everything you can. You see the foreground, and then you got the sky, and then you got the background. You have a cactus over here or a tree over here. It can get really complicated, and you start to lose the subject really fast if you go too crazy trying to include everything in a wide angle lens. So you don't want to do that. What the real strength is the distortion. Now obviously with something like real estate photography, that's not the case, but with landscapes, you can get something really close in the foreground here, and then you can really get that distortion, make that foreground element huge, really prominent in the frame, provide that interest so your viewer has something to look at the bottom of the frame. And then if you have a strong midground and background, then your eye is going to be able to start in the foreground with that really strong element, work its way through all the way to the background from front to back. That's how you really create a compelling image with a wide angle lens. Now, most of the time when I shoot wide angle, like I said, probably 90% of the time, it's in vertical orientation. I find when I put it in landscape orientation, it includes too much of the sides, and you really start to include things you don't want, because when you're looking at it from side to side, there's a lot that you're not going to want to include. It doesn't help, you know, with the subject, with everything flowing from front to back. Your eyes tend to go towards the sides. So generally when I'm shooting wide angle, I like to do, and especially desert scenes like this, I like to shoot vertical. So I'm going to set up here and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that distortion.
This cactus is glowing. I could see it from so far away. I really hope that this is the cactus. Oh, also, this is very interesting right here. That's saguaro. When they fall over, it takes forever to decay. Oh, it looks promising. It looks promising. It's glowing like somebody lit up the light. Could be my cactus. No, it isn't. There is a tall Palo Verde in the way. Again, it's always the Palo Verdes. Ha!
I'm in video mode on the D850 just so I can show you guys exactly what I'm looking at. 16 millimeters. It's going to be a little bit wider when you actually see the photo, but I wanted to show you guys what I mean by getting up really close, and you can see how distorted that foreground is. You can see right here how big that is in the frame and how much that perspective is just warped because of how close I am. What you really want to be is, you know, about 45-degree angle to the first part of your foreground. And the reason why that is because that's where you're going to get that really stretched out distortion. If you get further away or if you're down a little bit lower, it's not as prominent, so you really want to stretch that out. Also, what you want to do here is you want to make sure you're far enough away for your lens to be able to focus. Each lens has a focus distance, a minimum focus distance, so obviously you want to be able to focus on the nearest element in your frame. And you can see here that I have this barrel cactus on the right hand side. You have this cholla with a lot of beautiful texture. So both of these foreground elements have so much texture in them. And then you have in the midground, you have these saguaro cacti that are all across the midground here. And then you have the three sisters with some epic skies in the background. So right now I have the recipe for a really good photo. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wait. I'm probably going to take a couple of shots because the sun just broke through and lighting up the peaks here. So I'm going to shoot all the way through this and see what happens. But yeah, there's no way Chris is beating this shot.
Found another cholla. Guess what's in the way? Palo Verde. The cholla. The Palo Verde. Ah, it's just too prominent. Without, you know, without this here. I think it looked pretty good, but this just sets me off. So I guess this is not my composition. But I think I have to try and make a decision here because the sun is getting close to set and the light is already pretty nice. So, better find something here.
Alright guys, so while I'm waiting for that composition there, I'm going to leave my tripod in the D850 and I'm going to walk over here and show you guys what I have in mind for my second shot here. I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's not so dramatic. I'm going to be back a little ways, but because we have all these saguaros here, I want to get this shot of this baby saguaro with all these other big ones in the midground. So let me show you guys here. I'm going to turn around pretty much like that. That's a pretty awesome shot right there. Maybe a little bit closer. I'm at 24 millimeters on this lens here shooting video. So with the 16, I'll probably have to get up something like this. And I want to make sure that I'm high enough to where the top of this doesn't intersect with the bottom of this. So I need to be up a little bit higher, like so. Something like that I think would be really nice. So that's my second composition. If things start going crazy and everything lights up on fire, I'm probably going to shoot both of them. I'm going to get one shot there, focus stack, shoot it real quick, and then jump over here because I really like this shot too. I like this little baby saguaro in the foreground. Everything's lit up right now in the midground, so I actually have a second tripod. You know what? I'm going to shoot... don't tell Chris. I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to show... Oh no, I can't cheat. I can't cheat. I can't cheat. I was going to use this camera here and just shoot at 24 millimeters and take that shot right now. But if I leave my big tripod there and wait, I'm already set up. I'm not going to move the tripod, the head, everything's going to be there. I'm at 16 millimeters. I know that, so I think I can leave it there. I'm going to grab my other tripod and come right here and take a quick shot because I really, really, really like this shot. So, yep, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I made up my mind.
I found the hedgehog cactus. And no Palo Verde this time in the midground that ruins the view of the mountain. There's a saguaro or two that, you know, kind of interfere with my little composition here, but I think I can work with them. So, let me show you here what I have. I am at, I would say, 18 millimeters right here. This is the little hedgehog cactus that I found. Okay, wide angle lens. It's an awesome lens for landscape photography. But before I moved here, about a little over a year ago now to Arizona, I rarely used it. But here it's the perfect lens for the cactus, for simple but very impactful scenes. Because usually there is not, you know, like a big forest here where you would need something probably a little bit longer, something between 35 and 70. Here, this is really, it's a barren area. There are some taller things out here, like the saguaro cactus get pretty high, but other than that, everything kind of plays in the mid-grounds, or mid-heights, I should say. So the wide angle out here is really your friend, and I very often shoot these scenes vertical because it's tiny cactus like this little hedgehog cactus right here. I would say it's about 30 centimeters tall, so that would be a foot. I don't know whose foot. Oh, that was a lame one. Anyway, so to make that little cactus look very big, the wide angle lens is perfect. I set up on my tripod pretty low to the ground to make the hedgehog cactus look bigger than it actually is. If you go closer to your subject, you can make it look bigger. But it also has the other downside that whatever is in the background gets smaller. So for me, it is very important that every time I have something tall in the background and I don't want it to look super, super tiny, because the wide angle lens has that effect. It's called the pincushion effect. So everything that is further away just gets smaller. And to kind of counteract with that, with the wide-angle lens, it's a very good tip that you position that tall object, like the mountain here, the mountain range in my case, pretty close to the top of your frame. Because due to the distortion of the wide-angle lens, it will make that pincushion effect a little bit less prominent. So it will stretch that top part of your photo like it also stretches the lower part of your photo. So while I'm trying to make the hedgehog cactus look bigger, I'm also trying to make the mountain look like a normal size and not smaller with this pincushion effect. The clouds look absolutely ridiculous right now. I really hope that the horizon is not snuffed out by the sun at the horizon. Is not snuffed out by the clouds, because there are some clouds at the horizon. But I hope, fingers crossed, that we can get something good here.
So I've taken a quick couple of shots, and I hate center columns, but I have to use it on this tripod because it's a small tripod. It's a little travel tripod. So I had to get up high enough to get above where I didn't have that, you know, this foreground baby saguaro here intersecting with these big ones back here. So I had to get up that high, and like I said, I hate doing that. So I have to have a, you know, a 2-second timer, a really, really light touch, and just let it go. So I'm gonna leave this tripod set up here. I'm gonna take my D850, put it back on the other one. I just lost a bunch of light. The sun went behind some clouds, so I kind of missed this shot here. With all that light that was just happening over there. So I know I got that one, but I'm really hoping for some color in the sky because these clouds are really high altitude and the recipe is looking good, but I know I got a shot already, so I'm pretty happy. It is absolutely silent out here. I'm still waiting. Sun's just about to break the horizon now, so if we're gonna get all that color, it's probably gonna be, I would say 15-20 minutes from now, if not maybe a little bit longer. So right now I'm just honestly hanging out. Did a little time lapse you guys just saw that was pretty cool. But man, it's just, these clouds are looking so promising. But just being out here, Chris is way back over that way. I don't think she came as far. I probably walked another 15 or 20 minutes after her and I split ways, so I'm really close here to this mountain. But no, just being out here, there was like 2 other cars in the parking lot, and that was it. So just, oh, I love being out here when there's nobody out here. There's no sounds besides the birds. Setting up and having the time to hang out here and really enjoy it, because a lot of times we're walking and we're hurrying, and then the light's changing so fast, and you get to a place and a lot of times you're experiencing that sunset through the back of the camera. And times like this where I actually have a moment to sit and think and just enjoy the light changing while I was, I'm running a time lapse right now. Watching that light change and hit these saguaros and hit these mountains is, it's peaceful. It's so nice. It's peaceful. Oh, here we go. This is it. All right. It was peaceful. No longer peaceful. This is about to get crazy. We have some color already over here. We got a little bit back over here. You guys can see. And then, of course, towards the sun, it's just going crazy. So I'm just hoping that this mountain right here, you can see I'm already getting that reflected light from some of these red clouds up here onto Three Sisters. So I'm going to get set up here, and it is about to get wild. And of course now this guy won't move. He's right by the menu button. I need to focus shift, but he won't move. Yeah, he won't blow off either. Well, that's okay. We don't need him. We don't need him. All right, here we go. Here we go. And we're off.
So I'm ready here, just waiting now for the sky to hopefully get colorful. I have my Nisi 0.9 medium grad filter on, and I had a few of you guys commenting about my Frankenstein setup because I'm using a Nisi filter with a Lee filter holder, but I guess that's just real life, Things break, you replace them, other things break, you replace them with something else. But we have something exciting coming in a future video. Can someone explain how this cactus ended up on my phone?
Well, in pure Perea fashion, the direction that I'm facing isn't getting any, a little bit of color, not much. I do have a little bit of hope though, because this way, further towards the east, northeast, we have a lot of color in the sky still. So there still is hope that I'm gonna get some color up here above where I'm shooting. But the superstitions have the worst way of having clouds clear up over the top of them. But everywhere else, I mean, you can see here, it's going off. Some color right here that is looking pretty promising. That's really a hot pink right there. So if I can just get that right here, life would be good. Look at this. I mean, it's almost there. Come on, we just need you to be right there. Look, you can't even make this stuff up. Look at these skies. The most epic freaking skies I have ever seen. Look at this. Well, maybe not ever, but seriously, look at these skies. And right the one direction I'm facing, it's almost there. We're gonna get it. I got faith. I got faith. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna shoot this shot. I've actually made a little bit of an adjustment here. I've taken that barrel cactus out, and let me show you guys here real quick. So I've taken the barrel cactus out and I've just put the cholla in the foreground. I think I like this a little bit better. The texture matches a little bit better. I think it's just, for me, it fills the frame a little more, and that barrel cactus isn't as bright as this cholla, so I'm getting a lot of light on the cholla, but it's blocking a lot of that light on the barrel. So, oh man, I hope this lights up. Oh, I hope this lights up. Look at that. Come on, we got this. We got it. We got it. And it's shining, so all this cloud is getting all this color. It's almost a darkish red. It's very pink, and it's reflecting down onto the ground, so everything has like a really reddish pink tone to it. So it's just absolutely fantastic.
The whole sky was on fire. It was absolutely breathtaking. Arizona is being Arizona with these beautiful sunsets. But story of my life. I didn't have color in my photo, or, you know, not a lot. It was very subtle if you compare it to this right here. But I guess this is the game.
That was pretty frustrating, but you know, it happens sometimes. That's okay. It was still peaceful either way. It was absolutely beautiful. That color was just outstanding. I made the mistake of essentially putting all my eggs in one basket by not seeking out more compositions in different directions, which usually I do, but I was just so focused on shooting this shot that I just completely missed out, which is, you know, it's fine. I'm very happy with what I got. I think I look good on the back of the camera, and again, like I said, just such a peaceful and absolutely stunning sunset. So, all right, gotta go back now and find Chris before it gets dark. All right, I caught up with Chris here, but look at what we found. Pretty big guy. Look at that.
So if you guys wondering, this is actually a male tarantula, and it's so cool to see them out there more often right now. In October and November, it's their breeding season. I like them. They're really cute and fuzzy.
This video, we're gonna do a little segment. We're gonna do an image review, but before we get to that, just want to say hello to Alan, one of our subscribers. We met walking out of the trail. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you, Alan.
This was my very first composition. I liked it out in the field. This is probably my favorite when it comes to the texture of the clouds in the sky. It was just, the texture was great, the light was amazing, but one thing that there's two things that I don't like about this photo. That barrel cactus, I really loved the texture and the difference in texture from the barrel cactus on the right to the cholla on the left. On the barrel cactus, the very top right there, I had to really dodge to get that to show. Unfortunately, that cholla, with the light coming from the left, it was blocking a lot of that light. That barrel cactus was still in shadow, and it didn't have the look that I thought it was going to, and I failed a little bit on it as far as just I didn't get the shot that I want or the look that I want with this composition. That was a little bit of a disappointment. Overall, this is a great photo. I don't think it's my favorite. I have another one here that I'm going to show you guys that I like a little bit better, but the other thing I don't like is that saguaro cactus just to the right of the mountain, that one sticking way up in the air. It's just, to me, I don't know, it bothers me. I wanted the mountain there to be the focal point, and with that big saguaro cactus next to it, it just kind of takes away from it a little bit, and it just, for me, it bothers me the way it's just sticking up that high. When I recomposed a little bit, I moved to the left and just got rid of that barrel cactus altogether. To me, this composition is much more pleasing. It just, all the light is hitting that cholla cactus. You know, right now with the timing, the sun has already gone down, but there was a lot of reflected light. So even though the direction I was facing didn't get a lot of shadow, above me there was just pink clouds everywhere, and you can just see it reflected down onto the ground. So this cholla was lit up. I just feel like it's more balanced, it's more impactful without that barrel cactus on the right there. So I just centered the cholla. You know, it almost feels like it's pointing towards the mountain peaks back there. And then you got a little bit of that reflected light onto the saguaros in the midground. And then of course right there, the mountain peaks, you have that reflected cloud color into the mountains. You know, you got this little bit of red in the cloud, the one cloud that did light up.
Looks like smoke to me, like a
Yeah,
chimney.
it looks like a chimney right there with that saguaro coming out. I tend to like this composition better than the last one. But I like the light much better on the one before. And the clouds are absolutely amazing in the one before. I think this one though, composition wise, it's a bit better. The light in the first one, I tend to like a bit better. This last one here, I think might be my favorite. And now this one was gonna be my backup shot. And this one, I ended up taking a shot just real quick when I left my tripod in the other position and just grabbed my camera, ran over, and took a second shot here, and you can see the light just hit the top of this, we'll call it a teenager saguaro. I like how the light's just hitting the top of it, and then you have the rest of it falling in shadow. You have light hitting the saguaros in the midground, and you know, all that side light. And then you have the light on the peaks back there. So you got a little bit of light on this green Palo Verde tree on the left-hand side here as well.
I don't like Palo Verdes. They're always in my photo.
Chris doesn't like the Palo Verdes apparently. If I could have just had the clouds in that first photo in here with this kind of light and this composition, but I think this might be my favorite photo of the three, just because of the composition. To me is better, the light is really good, and the clouds are still good. It's not like the clouds are bad, but you know, the texture had kind of gone away a little bit. There's still a little bit of texture there, but the light was absolutely amazing. And what I like about both the first and the third photo is those saguaros here, you can see the hill or the mountain behind it is all in shadow, so it really helps those saguaros that are being side lit there, helps them stand out more and create that separation. Just the way that light hit was absolutely perfect, and it really made those mid-ground saguaros stand out. I think this one's my favorite.
Nice job, I like it.
Thank you.
So you killed it there with 3 photos, I just have 1. You know, as you guys saw in the video, I was struggling with finding the right composition with the Palo Verde in my frame. And even in this one, I have Palo Verde tree to the right and to the left of my frame, which kind of bothered me. But what bothers me more is that tall saguaro that I have in there sticking out. It's kind of the same problem that Mike had with his, I think it was his first photo. Throwing me off a little bit. But on the other hand, I really like the hedgehog cactus in the foreground and how the last light is hitting it from the left-hand side there. I also like the rocks. So there is one red rock just on the left-hand side of the hedgehog cactus with some beautiful texture, and 2 or 3 more to the right of the hedgehog, and they kind of lead me into the mountain in the background. They stand out a lot to me in this photo. I also like the shadow of the hedgehog in the, I think it just adds a little detail to show how it actually was. So I didn't do anything in post-production to that little shadow there. I just left it as is. Other than that, I think the sky turned out pretty good, just because I was standing a little bit more to the right of this mountain and could include a little bit more of the sky to the left. So I got a little bit lucky there and had a little bit more light there in the sky, or a little bit more color in the sky. Overall, I like how this photo shows the dryness of the desert. We almost had any rain whatsoever in the last few months, and I think this really shows how dry it is right now, and how, you know, fragile this system is in case there is a fire. Yeah, so I like that a lot in this shot.
You can see the cloud there that I had in my blue hour shot look like smoke. You can see it's the same cloud.
Yeah, it is. It's too far away from my saguaro to be, you know, the chimney that, like you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this image review. Let us know in the comments which one you liked, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.